Wow, that was almost a disaster right there. All right, how you guys doing? I know the first thing you're thinking is like, holy crap, somebody's dad's here to tell jokes. You know, and I get it, because I look like the kind of dad that one day I just got tired of yelling at my TV and went, forget it, I'm doing stand-up comedy. And that's why I'm here tonight. That's what happened. I worked in the insurance business, and I was like, you know what, I'm successful, I'm doing really good, it's a great career. I need to add to it though. I need something where I'll make less money and have some humiliation. So here I am. Let's see who we got here tonight. Right off the bat, if you're in your 20s, make some noise. 40s and over, make some noise. You hear them? They hate you. And it's not because of it's not you personally, it's just your age. You're in an age where you can go out all night long, have a good time, get up in the morning and feel fine. I'm in my 60s, I take a shot of NyQuil and 3 days later I'm coming out of a coma. Then you go in your 30s, anybody in their 30s in here? Yeah, 30s, man. Different kind of time, man. You start to settle down in your career. You might be buying your first house. And if you're Latina, you're becoming a grandmother. When I first started telling that joke, it seemed like there was always one Latina grandmother in the back going, hey, kiss my culo! You know? But we broke up, so that doesn't happen anymore. Then you go in your 40s, man. 40s is the old age of youth. Who's in their 40s? Yeah. Tough time for guys, great time for women. As a guy, when you're in your 40s, you know, when you're in your 30s, you used to be able to look at a woman in her 20s and she'd be like, ew, he's looking at me. But as soon as you turn 40 a month, they're like, ew, he's looking at me. But women, you get more attractive in your 40s and you attract more men than you ever had. Women, make some noise in your 40s, just the women. Yeah, you attract more men than ever. Unfortunately, they are the friends of your children. Welcome to Cougarville. No, it was like 5 years earlier. It was like, gosh, Mrs. Johnson, thanks for the cookie. Billy, your mommy's so nice. Now it's like, dude, your mom is smoking hot. Your parents get divorced, I'm dating your mom. Then you go into the 50s, which is the youth of senior citizens. Where's my 50-year-olds at? Yeah, right on, man. And you know you're working into those years because AARP started sending you garbage when you were 49 and a half, didn't they? You're old, join us, man. And so all that happens, Then you move into real old age, when you really start to get into it. Where's my 60-year-olds at? Make some noise! See, not as much enthusiasm. Peaked at 50, now they're like, my prostate! So, but 60s, different time, man. Stuff starts changing. Guys, we take Flomax and little blue pills. Women, one hard sneeze or a cough. Damn it. Anybody in here in their 70s tonight? Right on. Okay, whatever the pharmacy's giving you. You guys in the 60s need that stuff. Well, thank you for being here tonight. I'm going to open up the show and just tell you a little bit about what it's like, well, how I see the world. You guys cool with that? You're like, yeah, that's what a comedy show is, you idiot. So, I feel like my kids are here now. So anyway, I got into comedy. I did it when I was young, and then got out of it, got married, had kids and everything. And while I was working in the insurance business, I decided to start doing comedy again. And one day I get a call from an underwriter, and he's like, Dave, I heard you're doing stand-up comedy. What do you like better, comedy or insurance? And I'm like, well, put it this way, man. I said, nobody's ever wanted to sleep with me for writing an insurance policy. And he goes, oh my God, comedy must be amazing. And he goes, I gotta go, and he hung up. And what I didn't tell him is, nobody's ever wanted to sleep with me for doing comedy. Because nobody wants the old comic, they want the young comic, right? Young comics get off stage. I've seen it happen all the time. They're like, girls walk up to them, oh my God, you're so funny, I love you. That doesn't happen to me. I had one time though, I thought it was gonna happen. Beautiful young girl walks up to me after the show and she's like, oh my God. I'm like, this is it. It's gonna happen. She goes, you're so funny. I'm like, yeah. And she goes, my dad would love you. And I'm like, really? Oh. I'm like, is he here? Maybe we can talk baseball. But what I really wanted to do was sell him an insurance policy. You know? And I mean, and that's the problem about being the older comic. You're always the oldest guy in the room and stuff. And normally it's a disadvantage. One time though was an incredibly good advantage. I was doing a show in my hometown of Fresno, California. You guys know the place? Yeah, it's a place you leave on purpose. So anyway, I'm doing a show. I finish my drink. I go out to my truck and I'm driving away. And Fresno's notorious for DUIs, and they had cars in the parking lot just waiting for people to leave. And of course they followed me out. And the guy pulls me over. You realize your taillight was out? I'm like, no. He goes, you've been drinking tonight? And I'm like, no. He goes, I just saw you walk out of that bar. I said, did you see how young everybody is in that bar? I'm looking for my daughter. And he goes, oh man, I'm sorry. I got one at home like that too. You can go. Yeah, it was great. I may not be able to run anymore, but I'm still quick on my feet, baby. So it was great, you know. And the thing about the gray hair, you know, when I was 40, I had no gray hair. 50, snow on top of the mountain, and it's starting to work its way down. 60s, it's on my chest and on my back. I look like a silverback gorilla. 70s, it's going to look like I've got a gray Persian cat sitting in my lap. With alopecia. And I should know, I worked in convalescent homes. Okay? Trying to get that image out of your head tonight, right? So I was dyeing my hair so I could fit in. Then I moved into a retirement community. I live in one of those sun cities, right? And there, everybody's got gray hair, so, you know, I stopped dyeing my hair because the ladies are like, you know, the ladies in the walkers, oh, you look like Steve Martin, that's really sexy. All right, fine. Anyway, I was dyeing my hair up until I started swimming a lot. And I dove in the pool one day, popped up in the middle of the pool, and it was like an oil slick. Because I use Just for Men and Touch of Gray, all that stuff, which washes right in and apparently washes right out. You know? But that beats some of the things I've seen floating in the pool in my retirement community. If any of you guys have seen Caddyshack, you know what I'm talking about. You know? Actually, and just like Caddyshack, they drain the pool. They drain the pool. Matter of fact, they had to drain the pool for a floater the other day, but that's because the guy died in the pool. I wish I was kidding. You know, I mean, it's just different. It's just different. And as I'm aging, you know, the white is really getting more because of the swimming that I'm doing. And it's to a point now, I don't even want to go underneath a black light because I just look like a glowing nuclear ball of waste. You know, I'm just this beacon, this lighthouse. But I'm doing something that I figured out how to do something good with this. A friend of mine runs one of those haunted mansion places every Halloween, and I got hired by him. I don't wear makeup, I don't do anything. All I do is I wear all black clothes, and and I stand in a corner that's all black, and they have a black light on my head. I look like a floating head. That's all you can see. And I wait until kids come up and try to figure out how I'm suspended, and then I scare the crap out of them. Get away from me! It's a wonderful time. It's a wonderful time. And my body is changing. You guys going through changes? How about my people in their 50s and 60s? You going through stuff? You suffering through things now? Anybody? Just me? Yeah. Oh my God. I can't believe it. You go to sleep feeling good, sleep on a very comfortable mattress that you spent all this money for, and you get up in the morning, you're like, I hurt like hell. Where did that come from, right? I used to be into bodybuilding when I was younger. And I used to be really buff. And had a big chest, big shoulders, and I got a big chest now too, but they're moves. I mean, you can just slap them puppies around. You know? I don't even want to bend over my girlfriend. She starts playing them like a cat, smacking them. You know, it's horrible. I went from buffed up to B cup is what I did. You know, 2 more pints of ice cream, and I'm a C cup and an annual mammogram. That's how close I am. It's a messed up situation, I'm telling you right now. You know, and I mean, I used to get up in the morning, I'm like, oh, I'm the man! And I get up in the morning, I'm like, oh, man. And you try to make it through the day. Remember when you used to jump out of the back of a truck and it was no problem? And if you're over 40, you probably don't do that anymore. Matter of fact, 40s is kind of the cutoff for that. Now, I'm like, that's a pretty high curve. I don't even want to touch that. I don't even want to do it, you know? I play in a softball league now with a bunch of guys in their 60s, 70s, and 80s that are out there playing. And all you got to do is put the ball in play. And it looks like that old AT&T commercial, right? A real home run, Grandpa. Guys are running after the ball. Throw it to the cutoff guy 6 feet away. You know, and you get ghost runners in that too, which is just hilarious because everybody needs one. You know, the other stuff that happens, you know, as you're aging. You know, I try to stay in shape. I try to work out. Like I said, I swim. I still lift. I try to diet all the time or stay consistent. Still cheat once in a while, right? We don't have to have a little ice cream now and then. And it doesn't matter what I do. It seems like I'm always gaining weight. How many of you guys are like 20, 30, 40? I'm 50 pounds more than I weighed in high school. You know? And it's like, I couldn't figure out how to get the weight off until recently. And I did something that worked really well. And I dropped a whole bunch of weight right away. You guys want to know what my secret is? You guys ever had a colonoscopy? You lose a lot of weight very quickly. Matter of fact, they have you drink that stuff, that salt water, and your body about a half hour later tells the salt water, get out. And the next thing you know, you're hightailing it towards the bathroom, right? And you're in there, and the name of the stuff that they give you is Go Lightly. I'm like, compared to what? A 4-inch fire hose? The exhaust fan at Hoover Dam? I mean, come on. I'm holding on to the toilet for dear life. All I could think of was those Apollo missions when I was a kid, and we watched the rockets take off at Cape Canaveral, right? And just the... And so I'm holding on for dear life going, Houston, we have liftoff. You know? And it was, and as I'm hearing all this, all of a sudden I heard this, ding. It was the penny I swallowed when I was 3. I'm like, that's been in there for a while. I bet you it's worth something. It was a 1956. It was worth $27. So, I mean, it's just crazy what happens. And you watch all that blue zone stuff. Do you work out? Are you working on keeping your legs in shape and doing stuff? Because that's what it takes. You gotta constantly sharpen your mind, sharpen your body. Do that all the time. Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. The sharpening, 7th habit. Mind, body, spirit, social. You gotta do it. So I found a way to sharpen my body a little bit. I joined a cycling team within the community. And the cycling team, we all think we're like the Tour de France, right? We got the tight bike shorts on. We got the tight shirts on. And, I gotta tell you, I'm embarrassed to say this, but I need medication to do that stuff, man. I take that, to be functional. I mean, anybody else to function? Anybody else here take the little blue pill? No? $1 billion industry, I'm the only one? Liars! Actually, I'm talking about a lead, okay? And I gotta take that Aleve every day when I get up because my body just hurts, so I took it before the bike ride. The only problem is I took the wrong little blue pill. 30 minutes into that ride, I'm like, something's changing down here. And bike shorts don't hide squat. We got off at the first rest stop, and they're like, Dave, what direction do you think we should go? And I'm like, that way. What time is it? I don't know. I don't have my watch on. Let me check my sundial. It's 3:30. I mean, and you make those mistakes, right? That stuff happens. And I also found this out. Sir, do you know what the biggest #1 cause of injuries is in older men? Thinking they're younger men. Because I thought I was still young. I got in a bad accident not too far from here. Matter of fact, we're 880 and 101 meet a few years back, and I ended up at Alexi Brothers, or San Jose Regional now. I used to work there when it was Alexi Brothers, and I ended up having a shoulder replacement and a hip replacement. Now, I used to be a paramedic on a specialized trauma rescue team, and I was used to being active and doing all kinds of wild stuff. I was a go-getter. And I'm laid up. But to mark my recovery, I thought I would do something to show that I was still a young buck. There's a swim from Alcatraz to shore called the Shark Fest swim. Any of you guys heard of it? Yeah, 1.5-mile swim. Anybody do it? Make some noise if you've done it. All right, give it up for that guy. So right off the bat, I'm going to do this swim. My daughter is a high school swimmer in Fresno, where we live, okay? And I'm like, honey, do you want to do this swim? And she's like, absolutely. And the one thing I've always told my kids, once you commit, you don't quit. You don't quit. And she's like, so she's like, okay, I'm in there. Well, the swim was about 14 months after my shoulder replacement, and I couldn't work out for the first year. So I started training with 2 months to go and realized right off the bat, I have way overcommitted. So I can either quit, be a hypocrite and disappoint my daughter, or I can drown. Spoiler alert, I'm here. Okay, just in case you guys are sitting on the edge of your seat. So I'm sitting there, and I needed motivation. I needed people to hold me accountable. So I posted on Facebook that I was going to do the Shark Fest swim. And that night, I was at a show with a friend of mine, an African-American comedian, comes up to me and says, Dave, you're going to swim in a race called the Shark Fest swim. I said, yeah. Shark-infested waters, yeah. Freezing waters, yeah. Currents that can sweep you out to sea and you can die. And I said, yeah, I'm doing it with my 15-year-old daughter. And he looked me right in the eye and goes, Dave, that is some white people stuff. Now, I have to stop the story right here because this is a clean show and he didn't say stuff. Okay? And I'm not going to say the other word. And I tried for the longest time to find out a word that conveys the amount of conviction that that statement has, where people of other ethnicities make comments about the stupid stuff that we do for fun as white people. And it wasn't until recently I did a show, I got hired to do a church show. And I got there, and it was the pastors and staffs from 3 different churches, and they were all black churches. Which is fine with me, my pastor's black, I don't care, okay? Just be funny, that's all you gotta do. But I told that story, and I told them, I'm not gonna swear because this is a church show. And they said, thank you. And afterwards, the deacon, or the parish, or the worship leader walked up to me and he goes, can I tell you what I call that? I said, absolutely.
I can't see.
He says,